Welcome back, boys and some girls. I hope you enjoyed this little trailer I made for My Kingdom. This is a game file from the early access launch. So some things are kind of broken. I don't have any fishes. My spawns are a little weird. Things have been changed and I had to remake them. I did some upgrades and I also did a video like way back when I started playing this where I showed My Kingdom, but the FPS was horrible because performance wasn't there. The UI looked a little different. There weren't as many things in the game. So now there's been upgrades, there've been changes, and I also changed the way things look. And I kind of want to share what it looks like now and also maybe give like a small what I think is the problem and how I think it should be basically be made or change a little bit to actually accommodate more creative building and more fun, basically. Less constricting, more creativity. So in order to explain to you why we have things built so differently, there's one clip I didn't show you. There is something way over there that is actually a mine of mine, because the game is divided into zones, and if you look right here, each zone has pollution level, and by placing heavy industry you can see that this zone gain 4.6 heavy industry, and you can see there's other things that actually affect the pollution. So what the hell is even the pollution? The pollution makes it so if you reach certain numbers you can no longer plant anything, people can no longer live in this area, so you gotta keep this number happy. If this number is not happy, eventually you will not be happy because it basically ruined your whole thing. Now you're not totally done for if you had a save file beforehand. It's okay. You just need to destroy all of your heavy industry buildings and let the zone cool out for a bit. Unless you want to cheat, then you could just input add pollution minus 100,000 and that's it, solved. But if you don't, then you just gotta let the zones cool down. So what happened? You have to make sure every zone is in the green. So I have a little deforestation here because if you look here, rooted trees actually can help mitigate pollution, right? So you can't have tree lumber, like what do you call them, lumberjacks. You can't have heavy industry and everything else all in the same place. You gotta spread them out a little bit. You can't also sacrifice a zone and put everything there and then put the farm somewhere else, because if you look right here, it says excess from adjacent zone and each zone has a cap. So even if this zone has like 57k, that's a lot. The second this reaches its limits, it's gonna start poisoning everything around it. And then that's not going to be fun, because eventually these zones are going to be fully polluted, and then this node, which has no connection with this zone, is going to be also polluted. Also, forgive me, but if you stay in the map for a long time, then the game kind of start losing FPS in the map for some reason. But eventually, if you leave the map or if you relog, everything is going to be fine. So this is the reason why I have my lumberjacks right here. This is literally the transfer between the zones right here. This is one zone and this is another zone. So since I placed them up there, they won't basically interact with everything in here, right? So the trees can live and they just basically deforest this entire mountain. It looks kind of naked and weird, but it's much better. One more word on pollution is this building, the mine, actually generates 5,000 per building. 5,000 pollution per building. So take that into account when you... Oh, yep, the game is freezing because it's changing season. So take that into consideration whenever you're thinking like, hey, what should I do? Okay? We're going to be starting from the side entrance to the actual kingdom, let's say, right? I have all the foragers. Everything in my kingdom is built in 3 tiers. The lowest one, which is basically the outskirts, is all the collecting, gathering, all those kind of jobs. So here we have the foragers, the other side we have the farmers. You will see, right? All the entrances are practically kept up. We have waiting areas for people who would want to go into the city. This is obviously just decoration. Nobody actually comes this way. It's just something for fun, I guess. We have very big, thick walls with battlements right here. We have a cannon. This really helps with things that, for example, try to attack the lumber camps over there. Then this will shoot actual cannonballs to help defend them, because the soldiers won't go that far. I can obviously place some soldiers over there, but I think it's just going to be a waste because I can just place this cannonball. Now this is an example for the mid tier, for the second layer. This is the industry. Basically everything from fertilizer to soap to what is this? I think it's the cloth maker. No, this is a powder mill to make like medicine and stuff. Everything in here is all just for the industry, right? And it's not the closest in to the circle, but it's also protected heavily by guards. These walls, just like I showed you on the other side, have cannons all alongside them. You can see these two, there's another one over there. Everything is just there to protect. Now I'm on the outer side of the map, so I cannot even cross this building. If I try to cross this building, then it's gonna say that I'm outside of my kingdom and it's gonna teleport me back. But you can just see how I built it. Basically heavy walls, nobody can really come in. It's like a giant cliff down here. Nobody can approach. Next is basically the food farm. Now this is a little bit problematic because you have to go in to trigger them to attack you in order for these towers to start shooting them. And then you can see, boom. Come on, 3. Yep, 3 cannonballs. And that's how I farm meat, basically. I just make sure to trigger the attack animation. The second I trigger the attack animation, I climb on the wall and I wait for the sweet 4 cannonballs to jump in and rain down fire on them. And this is how basically I farm meat for my tavern. Very easy and simple. These towers I can basically just delete them. They're really useless. I much prefer to use the cannonballs. Now still staying on the lower end, on the very far end of the kingdom, we are back in the farms. This is an apple farm. The problem is I kind of wanted to make this into a wood farm, but the problem is that the lumberjacks don't really try to mine this thing. To cut down those trees. They prefer going through the natural trees, which kind of makes sense because these bring you like only 3 trees each. And these ones can give you like 10 or something like that. Something crazy. For the big ones, like 20 wood, which is insane. After that, we have our very, very, very big vegetable farms. I don't think I ever need any more, even if I increase my kingdom to size. But I always love to have surplus of food to make sure that even if pathing is bad, even if for some reason they don't make something, we still have tons of food and we don't have to worry about food. This is something that I love to do in every game that's similar to this. Same thing with the wheat. Big wheat farm. I don't know why they're planting it weirdly, but I have way more than enough farmers. I have like a ton of farmers right here, farmer houses here, and I have a whole bunch over there as well to deal with the other tree farm which I made, because I tried to make this one also. I thought it was going to be maybe like a location error or something, but no, it's simply that they don't allow lumberjacks to target this, so I have, I guess, more apples. Why not? Next we go into the main entrance to the city. This literally leads nowhere. I don't even know if I want to do something with this, or maybe later on there's going to be some airship stuff, so I might make like a giant airport right here, so you can take off with airship and land down, but maybe you need protection. I still don't know. If you look at this research tree, there's still a lot more that we can research. There's warships, and I have like a port right over there. I can just do a lot more, so I'm leaving some space for future updates. This is supposed to be like a registration area for when you come into the city. There's like 2 queues, right? There's guards that's supposed to be over here, but he's not looking, he's somewhere else. And there's this guard that's staying over there. There's a guard right here. For if you play this game, you know that these things have the tendency to go feral a little bit, and then the cannonballs start raining down and basically burning everything down. So to prevent this, I just place the guard right here, and when one of them goes crazy, they basically kill it, and that's it. Very simple. And this is the waiting area, same thing as you saw on the other side, just much bigger, because this is the main entrance. There's a lot more people probably coming from here. Have more woolly farms, barns right here, down there. They don't really work as intended. I think it's very hard to get wool. I don't understand how this works. There's nobody that's really working in those places. It's very strange. Look at this. There's nobody really working here. I can't say, okay, you are working in this place. It's very strange. And just to show you, I have the farmer right here. The only reason I even have them is because I cheated and I teleported in, whatever you call them, those weird fishes things, creatures, snappers I think they're called. I killed one, I got the fish, and I did the research, that's it. There's no fish spawning in here. I talked to the developers, or actually somebody on the Steam discussion page and on the Discord, and they are aware of this apparently, and they are taking care of it, so we'll see. Heading right into the main city, to the main area of the city. We again have a lot of guards right here. We have our cannons on top of the walls, and we have a ton of musketeers that I can shoot in case something happens. They also quite often really help kill those little crazy woolies whenever they start causing problems. They just aim from here or aim from here and start shooting them down. Very helpful. The reason I have two of them facing inward to the city is because when I started this, like way back when, I had problem with the raiders actually coming into the city and starting destroying the town. So what I did is basically place a few of them inward, so while those guys are basically shooting the range targets and everything, those guys can actually shoot inward to help against those people who went in, like the melee, like the rogues, like the poachers, whatever. We are still technically inside the middle area. This is again just a shooting platform I made. A nice park you can just look at. I wish there was way more decorations. I have like something I want to build in mind, but we are lacking a ton of decorations and building materials for me to actually build something. So this is basically the spam area. Because you can't upgrade things, I can't make buildings. I can just make small houses, small cottages. So I just gotta cram them together in a very orderly shape in order to have a lot of citizen, a lot of food, a lot of fertilizer, which used to be, I don't even need that anymore. It used to be, I think, that you had to have the toilets at the start. So I just made them. And also it helps me make fertilizer, so why not? Oh, by the way, if you don't know, fertilizer is used for the crops, so that's why I need so many. Before I address everything right here behind me, which is the high area, we have another, actually this is like a ghost town. This is literally just here because I have to. You have to place down those buildings so I can have X number of soldiers. Each one of them gives you 3 soldiers. So you have 3 halberdiers, you have also 3 musketeers from this building, I don't even recognize yet, that's a musketeer also. You have to have them. This is the reason why I can have 40, if you look at the top right, 48 military, right? That's the reason why I can have this. And I think I have like too much military, but that's 100% fine, that don't really matter. There was 0% chance something ever is gonna go bad. I have a ton of military everywhere. And if any enemy or any wild creatures trying to sneak into the town, they get annihilated instantly by raining hellfire and a ton of military men, which is how it should be. People should be safe. So the final thing, the high place, so the most closest thing. This is the town hall where basically people spawn in from. And that's the building you start with. I started with the building right on top of this. This was completely empty, full of trees. Really mountainy. I flattened all of it. It really wasn't this nicely shaped. I had to elevate terrain and I had to break terrain, a ton of it, in order to build this. This theater is just something kind of new. It's supposed to increase happiness, but happiness is going all over the place. I can go from like 90 to 5 in 20 seconds and then go back to 80. I don't understand it. It's kind of weird for now. It used to be way more stable and had like almost 100% happiness all the time. But it's fine, it doesn't really affect too much. Just if it goes down, they can leave the town, but it's fine, they can come back. This is where you have luxuries and things. So we have the tavern, we have the wash houses, so they can basically wash themselves. And then we have something that I really just try to build to make sure if you can actually build anything. And the answer is no, you can't make a block above a block with distance, like with air in between them. The only way you can make anything nearly is arches, but even then they are very limited, so you can only build certain things. But that's kind of the staircase I built in order to do the cool shot at the very end of this small trailer I made. Looks nice in the end, no? I'm very proud of it, and I'm going to be updating it and increasing more and more and more. Hopefully the snapper problem will be fixed, because I don't want to remake everything. I don't want to rebuild the entire kingdom in a new save file just because it doesn't work. Because I put a lot of time into this. None of those building place or resources is actually like spawned in from console commands, nothing like that. Everything is built by hand. I just sat here for hours and hours and hours and flattened everything and increased wherever I needed and found materials and waited and did everything by myself. I'm really proud of it. Turns out to be very cool. So that's gonna be it. Hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you find something interesting and maybe creativity to your own builds. If you didn't enjoy this one, let me know why so I can improve. Beside that, keep stay safe and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.